Sadie's used to this game. So what we did is we attached her leash off. We attached her leash to underneath this chair. Make sure it's something that is not gonna, Max isn't strong enough to move. Obviously, our girls are strong enough to move a lot more than most. So then you connect her onto her leash. Nah, leave it. And then you put her in the down, sit down. Relax. Relax. Yes. I didn't tell you to break. Yes. Relax. Now, Sadie's a dog that has a really hard time settling, which is she's probably as puppyish as Max is going to be because she's very high energy. So, one thing that we can do is make sure that you correct her as you see her start to do what she's not supposed to. When I say relax, she knows. Relax. That is hips. Relax. That's hips on the ground. We're just chilling out. Not really doing much. So you can keep her like that. And then you're gonna go over to the table. She's gonna whine. That's gonna happen. That's what the whole Kong thing. Don't give it to her after she starts whining because that is reinforcing her to do it. So if you're doing that or giving Max attention because he's whining, you're reinforcing the behavior whether you want to or not. So because it's just self-gratifying for her. So see how she's being calm? Yes. And you just go about your business, you do what you're doing, and you just let her chill. The more chill she gets, the more you're able to just, yes! And see how it's just an excited, oh my goodness, we did this amazing thing type of thing. Now, when you're eating, of course, you're in the other room, or that's why it's important for them to eat, where they can see you, but not get to you. And then eventually, they'll learn to settle. But that's also something you need to teach them along the way. So, break. Good girl. Yes. So that's how you teach them to settle. It's gonna take time, patience and time. Those are the biggest things. Repetition. Stay in my pocket, sister. So I use hand signals because I'm used to training service dogs and Maggie, who's deaf. So like when she sees me do this, she knows that's what I want. So you become where you don't even have to use words. They just know by the way you're standing, what you're wanting, or a signal. So she's, as you can see, she's flipping her hips back and forth because she knows that is the key to settle. Down is you're in a ready position. Settle is your hips are relaxed. You're just in chilled mode. Don't show them the treat until after they give you the behavior. Because if you have the treat in your hand before they give you the behavior, then they're really only doing it for the treat and they're focused on that, not thinking about what you're asking of them. So yes. So just like that, she wasn't really doing anything. She wasn't not doing anything. She was just chilling there, waiting on my command, and you just talk or do whatever you're doing. And then as she sits there and she stays settled, you can treat her, yes. And she'll eventually, and just like Max, he'll eventually catch on, and he's a puppy, so he's gonna be like a little sponge. So he should get it pretty quickly. Now, when I say quickly, that doesn't mean, you're so silly. That doesn't mean like in 2 minutes. It's gonna take repetition and keeping going. Yeah, but initially I would definitely use a Kong filled with I'll send you a recipe. I call it puppy pate. You fill the Kongs, or you fill a lick mat with that, and you put it near him. And so initially that kind of keeps him in a calm state before you start eating. And then, you're such a dork. Break. Yes. So it keeps him in a calm state before he gets too amped up, and now you're going over trying to treat him to stop doing something. Instead of rewarding what you want, you're really rewarding what you don't want. So that's the key, is if you'll notice when she's doing the right thing, settle. Yes. As you say yes, you're handing the treat to her. Yes is a cue for the dog that food is coming. And when the harder the thing, you jackpot. In the beginning, you're gonna do a lot more of what we call jackpotting, where you're just like, you're walking around, you're doing what you're doing, she's being good, she's set. Well, she was supposed to be doing what she's doing. Down. Relax. Yep. Sorry, sis. Down. Yeah. I know, you're excited. Yes. Now, what? Once she gets to the point where she's doing it, and I'm walking around and she's still doing it, yes, that's whenever you give her the treat. You don't do it if she gets up and down. Do it when she's actually in that position where she's supposed to be and you want her to be, and she knows she's supposed to be there. Sit. No. Sit. Sit. Say, sit. 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 Up. Sit. Sit. Yes. Good girl. So you'll see if she's not doing what you want her to do, like if you're telling her to sit and she's going in a down position, she's not doing what you're asking her to do. Even though it's a calming position, she's not actually doing what you're asking her to do. So, yes. So you want to make sure that she's doing what you're actually asking her to do. And you can use body pressure. Those are always good videos to watch, just like I did, where if I want her to go back, I go forward. If I want her to come to me, I go this way. Down. Relax. Yes. Relax. Yes. Good girl. So you always want to have that just second of hesitation. The more he gets it, the longer you're going to go between. And when he's doing a behavior that's good, so if he's just chilling out, doing dogging, and you haven't given him any commands or anything like that, he's just settled and relaxed, you can just walk by, throw him a treat. Do what you're doing. If he's still chilling, walk by, toss him a treat. It's going to get less and less frequent the longer he learns, oh, I can just sit here and chill and I get treats. It's amazing. So all the good things. And that's where, when we say all the good things come from you, that's what we're talking about. Now, this is more of an advanced thing, but you've had him long enough. If he won't settle, and I know it's human nature to just repeat yourself, like you're telling him to sit, you're telling him to stay, you're telling him down, you're telling him off, you're telling him many, many commands. So you want to wait, and if you give him the command, he doesn't follow the command, either A, he doesn't understand what he's supposed to be doing, or B, he just doesn't care what he's supposed to be doing. So the first thing is to make sure he knows what he's supposed to be doing. So you can reset, break. That's your reset. And then sit. Yes. So, good girl. So, that's just a trick. And you go in their other room, the first few times you do it, you always want to get him set up. You want to give him something good, something yummy, something that occupies his time and his brain. Like the Kongs feel like that. It's not just about licking it. First of all, licking is self-soothing. And then second of all, he's trying to get the treats inside of it. So he's working toward a goal. We have puzzles and stuff as well. If you want to take those too, you can. But yeah, definitely. And then you'll get to a point where you can just not say anything and they naturally want to do what they know they're going to be a reward for doing. Relax. Yes. See how she didn't do it initially? I didn't say anything. I just waited. And at the beginning, you're going to wait a long time. Like it's like who's going to win the battle of who's going to wait longest. So it is going to take a little more time in the beginning, and then you'll get to the point where you just go through these like clockwork, and it just comes natural. Down. Yes. Oh, good girl. So, yep, work on that, and let me know how that goes. But we always say, I know I've said it before, but sit. The best thing you can do for your dog when you're trying to initially, these things are so heavy. When you're trying to initially get your dog to mind is to tether them to you. So, doesn't matter, girl, doesn't matter how you do it. You can do it this way. You can just hook it on your loop of your pants, whatever, and literally you're walking around the house. Sadie, let's go. You're walking around the house and she's walking with you. And if you have to do this all day, that's okay. Initially, she's looking to you. She's looking to you for, you want her to just be with you. Sadie, Sadie. Sadie. And see how she's just, I'm not really pulling on it. She's just following me because I have food. If you need to lure her initially, that's fine. Go down, up and down the hallway. And that, you're not teaching her the walk command yet. You're prepping her for the walk command. And that's going to help her be successful when it is time to do that, because then you're not having a dog pulling on the leash. Relax. Yes. So that's it. Break. So if you have questions, let me know. But hopefully that helps you out a little bit. Don't get frustrated because the first few times you do it, I mean, we've had Sadie for a year and she still struggles with it because she's very high energy. She needs a lot of mental stimulation, which I think Max probably will too. He's a growing puppy. I think sometimes people take for granted how exhausting mental stimulation is. Just like we play the hide the treats game, or you can get like an old muffin plan and like put some treats in there. There's all kinds of games you can play that are really quick, really easy, and really beneficial for you to basically wear them out. But that's a good thing to start doing with him. And then once he shows you that he can stay on place, that he can stay where he's supposed to be, and you can walk around him, and you can do, this is all, like initially you do this, then you do this, then we do this. And if this is too much, that's all you do. You don't need to like yell or scream or say his name a bunch of times or 100 commands. You're just telling him, this is not what you're supposed to be doing. Yes. So, as long as they're doing what you want them to do, you reward. If they're not, you correct with an no, whatever the word is. Most of the time we don't say no only because no is used a lot around them, and so they get confused. So you want to try to use a different word, just like instead of search we say sh, and she goes and searches. So, but hopefully that helps. If you have questions about that, let me know, and I'm more than happy to help. But we'll try to get together and do some one-on-one training as well with Max specifically, but we want to try to get some of those foundational things together without commands before we connect the word with the command. So as you can see, she's sitting there, she's being good, she's doing what I want. I haven't given a command, I haven't done anything. She's just naturally doing it. She gets a treat. It's just that simple. If she's doing what you want, every so often you just walk by and give her a treat. If she's laying next to you while you're doing homework and being good, and she's been sitting there for a little bit, give Max a treat. That's just the easiest way to do it, is to capture the behavior that you want to see in your dog versus trying to fight with them to do the behavior you want them to do. So